Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So dollar was pretty stagnant yesterday, and the pound actually was a pretty good move on the pound, though. We had a good setup from yesterday, so we'll get to that towards the end of the video. At the moment, looking at Euro USD, we do have non-farm payrolls coming out today, and that is kind of what we will be waiting for. We're waiting for that data. Does look like a little bit of a flag forming, oscillators grouped to the downside, so I think this level is still in play, and that's 101,238. And then I also think this level here at 102,365 is the other level that should be in play. So if we drill down to the hour, non-farm payroll trade, so to speak, what you're looking for is a rejection. You're looking for a short, you're looking for rejection off structure, and this is the closest bit of structure here at 102,365. So typically what happens, data will come out and will be extremely volatile, bouncing up and down. This is the area to watch for. If we shoot up to this area here, there's well worth an opportunity to look for a short. Your stop is going to be above the next bit of structure. It's quite a big stop loss. It's 500 points. So your position size is going to be small, and you're going to be looking for this area here at 105.9. What may also happen if the news is going to benefit the dollar, then you'll see a quick spike down, tag a level, and then you're looking for a pullback. And then what you'll be doing is looking for one of these tails here for price to reject that level, and that would give you the opportunity to short as well. So that's the only bit of structure that I can see at the moment. If we start getting above 102,365, in other words, break above it, come back, find support there, then we'd start changing our tune, looking for us to retest this breakout at 103,600. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen. For all intents and purposes, this is still in this consolidation triangle. We do have a double hanging man here, which is a little bit concerning, because that would mean that Euro USD is going to shoot to the upside. So this is indicating weak dollar potential, and Euro USD is still strong dollar. So a bit of diversion between the two pairs at the moment. If we look at the hour, nothing really happened yesterday. You can see very much range bound. You can actually just draw a level on the top of yesterday's high and keep one right here at the bottom, and what you're looking for is a rejection of this level for a move to the downside. That's the first thing. But I think for me, I'm going to want to see us break through the triangle as well as this low from, when was that? Wednesday. So Wednesday's low at 134,993. Break and retest of that, then that would give you the confidence we're moving to the downside. Break and retest of 136,223, that would give me confidence that we are moving to the upside. Until one of those two levels give way, I am sitting on the side with US dollar Japanese yen. Moving on to British pound Japanese yen. We did get a rejection early in the week, dropped down, and what I've been saying to you is we're looking for the retest of some form of structure. What we got is a rejection, and that happened this morning, of the 8-hour moving averages, which have crossed over. So that is kind of a signal, but I think for me, there's a pretty clear trend line here. Let's do that. And that's fairly clear, a trend line. Move to the upside is only going to be triggered by a break and retest of 165,283. If we drop down to the hour, you'll see we've broken above the 155 EMA on the hour, and now we've come back and we're now trying to test the moving averages here. For me right now, everything hinges on these two levels that I've got at the moment. So 162,598. If we can find support there, then there's a good possibility another attempt up, and we'll probably be capped by 164,224. Break below this level and retest, that would give us the opportunity for the short. So that's kind of the view that I'm looking at there. If we start breaking want to see where we've got a horizontal level, and it's going to be a bit messy, but somewhere in this area here, we start breaking above 164, 160, find support there. That would break the trend line, and then first attempt, sorry, target just needs to be modified slightly. First attempt would be at 164.867. Rejection there, come and test the trend line, and that will give you another opportunity to buy for an attempt to the next level at 165.263. So basically these two levels are the ones to pay attention to. To the upside, 164, 160. To the downside, 162.598. Lastly, Euro British Pound, and this is where we had a pretty good move. So if you remember, we've been tracking this megaphone for quite some time, and look at the aggressive move below the megaphone. Now, from there to, let's just be conservative, to there, that is the height of the megaphone. We're looking for a break equal to that. If you look to the left, you'll see quite a bit of structure at this target. So this is down to the hour. You're looking for shorts, but not when the oscillators are grouped like this to the downside on the 8th hour. That's indicating extreme oversold. So you're looking for the pullback before you start looking for shorts. If you look at yesterday when we did the video, pretty much nothing going on. Then we had the opening, then you had the massive engulfing here, and that was your trigger. It was engulfing off the level I gave you. Not clean, but definitely there. And in fact, if you look at it on the 15-minute, you'll see just an exhaustion bar above those two bits of structure I gave you, and then that inside bar. So there was definitely an opportunity below the 155, and if you look at that, there's your trigger, and you could have extended above the 155 for a 240 point stop loss, and you'd be sitting with an 870 point gain at the moment. So getting back to the hour, where is the closest level? Closest level is going to be right there. So any pullback to 0.84927, any pullback into that area is to be sold again. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Now pay attention to the hour. Remember, on the higher time frame we are extremely exhausted, but we do have a target to the downside, but we are forming a range. So again, 15-minute this morning, pay attention to this range. You start breaking the range to the downside, you've got some decent structure here for another trade, and that's going to be something on the lines of 260 point risk to roughly 480, 490 point gain. So that's a 2-1 trade. So that is a fairly decent setup, and of the 4 pairs, I think that's the one that is really looking good. Just before we close off, I just want to get to the weekly on this pair, because I mentioned it yesterday, but we've had pretty much a downward trend for a whole year basically. Then this year it's been a bit of a retracement, and now look at this rejection bar that's forming with the weekly oscillators grouped to the upside. For me, there is a long-term trade here that is brewing, and we have kind of tested this level, and I suspect we're testing the level again, and that is going to set up a big head and shoulders. There is shoulder, big head, and this is forming a right shoulder. So a weekly break and retest of 0.82694 is going to get really messy for Euro British Pound. And I just want to see on the monthly to see if we've actually got something further down. And of course I haven't looked at this data, so it's going to take a while. So there you go. We've broken to the upside, if you look at that, and we just can't get moving on this pair. So look to the downside. What is the most logical target here on the monthly chart? And you can see we have a bit of structure here, and then you've got a bit of structure down there. So that's kind of the narrative at the moment. And if you look at the crop, we've got a bit of a crossover So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting on this. I think pay attention to this. There is a potential big move down from where we are, and that is a good 8% move, which is around 7,000 points. Okay. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we will catch up with you on Monday morning. Cheers for now.